Hey guys, hope you're having a wonderful day just like I do. Tuning in again from my favorite park here in Santa Monica. Out of taking you to my favorite video shooting spot, but the park rangers are over there and they usually don't like people staying on the bluffs because obviously they sometimes shift and fall down. That would be interesting. I would love to experience that. It will be a very interesting experience to say the least. Anyways, to get to my point, the question I have for you today that you should be asking yourself is, do you often experience moments in your life that you quickly assign meanings to? And what I mean by that, oh, this is good, this is bad, this person is right, this person is wrong, this is wonderful, this is terrible, and so on. Putting labels on different things that's going on in your life. How would you like to know the most effective way to go about your life and empowering yourself where you thrive in every moment, regardless of the meaning that someone would assign to it? Because the label you assign is in your control. And the reality is that the suffering begins the moment you assign a label to a situation or something that's going on in your life. It could be positive, it could be negative. The big idea here is to actually altogether escape this reality or this paradigm of duality between good or bad, right or wrong, hot or cold, having, not having, full, empty, and so on, right? So recently what happened to me, one of my new students and mentee came to me at first without knowing or getting to know each other very well. He came to me with a specific request or concern that was a challenge in his life. And that challenge was his ability to have a relationship with women and finding a girlfriend, maybe having a functional relationship or having a person that he cares about in his life. So we're starting to have many conversations and things as we got to know each other, and he became a good friend of mine and started to trust me more. He started to share more, and eventually he shared with me that he happens to be a 28 years old virgin. Now you can imagine, this is, if you've been unable to fulfill a need that all living creatures have to recreate, or at least attempt to recreate, or have sexual intercourse, there's going to be a lot of nervousness and energy that's been blocked and locked and that needs to be released in some way, and in one way or another it's expressing itself or manifesting itself in different ways. So the moment he shared this with me, I was like, okay, well, I can help you become more successful with women. I can help you get a girlfriend or teach you how to go about things and so on. But at this moment, this will be the most ineffective thing to do because you're already kind of late for the event and you've been waiting for a long time. You have all these blockages, all this energy, all this that needs to be taken care of. It's like if you are hungry and you haven't eaten for a week and you were to go and plant some seeds that you know eventually will bear fruit, but it's going to take months or maybe a year for that fruit to come out, right? So that would be extremely ineffective. And it's not bad, it's not good, it's not wrong, it's not right. It just, his upbringing and his ideas and his concepts that he had in his mind of what works and what doesn't work and what's right or what's wrong maybe misled him and got him to the place where he was. So given the fact and what is the problem or the outcome we're trying to solve for, and after that accelerate his personal transformation and growth, the most effective thing in that moment was to actually take him on a little adventure that would dramatically shift his mindset, view of the world, and literally transform him overnight. So I suggested, how about I take you down in Tijuana and we go to Disneyland for grown-ups. It'll be extremely effective and you will get what you pay for. It's kind of like you go into McDonald's. You want a cheeseburger, you go to McDonald's to get a cheeseburger. If you want some, let's say, intimate friend for a few hours, well, you go to Tijuana and you get an intimate friend for a few hours. And it's a very simple and straightforward process, right? So I took my friend down to Tijuana. At first he was a little bit skeptical, or he was afraid because of the way the way media portrays how people in Mexico are, or how dangerous it is, and so on. Because what media tends to do is to find a very small little ant somewhere and magnify it so much in your face that it looks like a big monster. They make big deal out of small things that they know people would find terrible, terrifying, bad, and so on, because they understand how the human psychology works. What's noteworthy to humans due to our evolution is negativity. What's scary, what creates fear, and so on. This is what would keep us locked up to the screen. So he had these ideas in his head that were, oh, this is a dangerous place, or, he was very skeptical. And so I offered to actually take him there and go with him through this process. So, because I've been there, I've done this before, I've taken other friends and so on that were dealing with certain blockages and issues in their life and needed to have an instant transformation. So we went down to Tijuana and we had a wonderful day in Disneyland, and we came back. And the most interesting thing was, you should have seen the expression, the look in his face after we left that night. I don't personally believe, and I know deep inside, that he's no longer the same person he was that morning. No longer. His life trajectory and his life dramatically changed. Why is that? Well, here's the important lesson in today's video. What I explained to him was a very important paradigm shift that you can create. And that is that there is no such thing as right or wrong, good or bad. In life, there are two things that actually work. And it's even in the words. There are things that are effective and things that are ineffective given a desired outcome. Meaning that something could be very effective or extremely ineffective given the desired outcome, right? So I explained this concept to him, and given that his issue was, well, I'm a virgin and I want to be with a woman because actually I want to have a sexual intercourse where, well, finding a girlfriend and being in a relationship probably is not the most effective vehicle to achieve that result. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, good or bad. It's just ineffective, or the most ineffective way to go about it. So, what's the most effective? Overnight transformation. We go to Tijuana, you know what you want, we get you a girl you like, you have fun, we come back, everybody's happy, even the girls are happy, right? I don't know what your perception are, but again, everybody's happy. What's effective, what's ineffective, right? Given a desired outcome. The only objective reality, and this is an extremely important point to wrap your head around, and probably is going to take you a while, so write it down and start thinking or tinkering about it, is that the only objective truth and reality is that I am, you are. You are conscious and aware that you exist right now, that you are alive, you are breathing, you are having this experience. Everything else about the experience you make up in your head based on your beliefs, on your mindsets, on your perception, on the mental models, stories, ideas, and so on you tell yourself. This is the only objective truth. That you are, I am, I know I'm having this experience, I know I'm breathing, I know I'm alive. Right? This is an objective fact. The rest of it, or how I perceive my experience, is a very subjective thing. And all of us have our own painting in our head that creates actually what we experience as reality, right? So if we want to have an extraordinary life, we want to choose those subjective ideas, mindsets, beliefs, and so on we implant into our heads, because that's actually what defines or gives us the experience we want in life, right? So think of it this way. Let's make a very simple analogy here. Imagine your iPhone or some type of smartphone, right? You know, the smartphone, the iPhone, the Android phone, whatever the device is, maybe it's a Samsung, maybe it's iPhone, I don't take sites, whatever works for you, I use iPhone. But the smartphone, the hardware, is like the consciousness, it's the awareness, it's you, in that case, you knowing that you are. You know that the smartphone is a smartphone, you know it's capable of things, but if you don't have a specific software or an app to run that enables it to take advantage and use whatever technology is on the smartphone, on the hardware itself, it will never render any results. For example, you can take a photograph, but if you don't have Instagram or some sort of a browser, you cannot upload it to Instagram and share it with your friends, right? Or my smartphone has a built-in camera. However, it's not the best camera. If I wanted to tweak photos more and be capable of having more control over my photos, editing, and so on, well, I can install a different app that enables me to do those things, right? So if you want your life to be better, you want to install better software, empowering software, software that enables you to go further in life, faster, and have higher productivity, right? Again, taking or going further with this idea of looking for what's effective and what's ineffective given the specific desired outcome. Because again, something that's highly effective is not always highly effective. It's only highly effective given that specifically desired outcome and the context of the situation. If we change two unknown factors, well, things dramatically change, right? And this is why this is such an important idea to wrap your head around. And why you should invest in the process, not in the outcome. Because the process is what's either effective or ineffective, or discovering what is the most effective process to get a particular result. Think of reality, or the things most likely that happen outside of you, that are outside of your control. Let's say what happens in your job, how your boss treats you, or how your friends react to you, or just things that you have no control of, as a feedback mechanism. The universe is giving you feedback. And what does this mean? Well, it just means that if you are doing something, it's most likely because you're trying to achieve something. There is a desired outcome. Nobody goes to work out just to work out. They know that eventually it will reap benefits. No farmers go and plant seeds just to plant the seeds. They expect that there's going to be a result. However, there is a process that needs to take place in order for the seeds to bear fruit, and so on, or the gym, right? So instead of focusing your energy and limiting yourself to, oh, this is good, this is bad, this is wrong, this is right, focus all your energy on finding the most effective process that would reap the benefits that you seek, right? Because energy follows focus, or what you focus on, you tend to bring about into your life. So, just to wrap this up, the important piece here, there are a lot of them, and I advise you to go back and listen to this video again and slowly but surely let it sip through and wrap your head around. Again, if you want to live an extraordinary life, you want to change your paradigm that you exist in from a duality to a new space of effective and ineffective. And even though it sounds as duality, it actually is not. Why? Because duality means that something is either this or that. When something is effective and ineffective, it's a very subjective thing given the desired outcome. Again, it all has to do of the context or the benefit you seek or result, given that you apply the specific process. Meaning, again, this is very important to understand that what tends to work in this particular situation for this specific result, most likely not going to be the best solution to do this other thing and get this other result, right? Like, I love to take walks in the park to relax and meditate and just to ground myself down and slow down my thoughts and energize myself. And it's a wonderful thing. However, if I wanted to go and visit my family back in Europe, taking a walk would be the most ineffective way to get there. Even though it's going to be an interesting adventure and it's probably going to take me a very long time, it's not going to be the most effective way to achieve the desired outcome. I hope this video was helpful, and I know, as I mentioned earlier, there are some big ideas here, so I do encourage you to take time and really wrap your head around them. I hope this was helpful. I look forward to reading your comments. If you guys like this video and if you think it was helpful, please click the subscribe button, hit like, leave me a comment, suggest a topic you want me to discuss. If you have any question, maybe soon, once there is enough viewers on my channel, we'll do a live Q&A so I can help you out with some very effective ways to get specific results. Again, there is no such thing as good or bad, right or wrong. There are just things that are effective and things that are ineffective given a specifically desired outcome. The only objective reality is that you are, I am, I know I'm having this experience. The rest is just a perception. It's my mindset, it's my ideas, it's my beliefs, it's how I choose to experience what reality seems to be to me. One last thought, if you doubt this. There is a study done with an African tribe. These native people, they live most often in the wild. Now, they can differentiate around 30 different shades of green, and they have a different word for each shade of green. So they have a different name for each shade of green. However, in their language, there is no word for blue. So if you're given the test that actually the scientists were doing with them to prove how important perception, beliefs, ideas, and the software you have in your head, and how it impacts and influences the reality you experience, given a test of looking at the screen with multiple squares in different colors, majority of which, or like 17 of them, are all different shades of green with very slight difference in the shade of green, and one of them is blue. They don't even see the blue one. Why? Because they don't even have a word in their language for blue. So for these folks, blue does not exist. And even if they see it, they don't know how to perceive it, so they don't even see it. So some food for thought. I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.